You're funny.
Like I said. Like I said. Like I said. Do you like my tail?
Like I said. Welcome to the Christmas edition of Iron Rage. Now, normally, we're raging here, but it is Christmas, Lee Priest. I think maybe we should have a jollier, happier message that we deliver today. What do you think?
I think we should, Dave. I think we should, because of this Omicron's just getting out of control, and now everyone wants to get the booster. Look, I was with Medicare on the phone for 2 hours this week because they're saying you might have to get the booster to say you're vaxxed. So I was Medicare. That's like our health system here.
Right.
And my health thing from Medicare shows the AstraZeneca, AstraZeneca. So I'm calling up to find out if I need a booster, because technically I've had one. But they're like, well, it's been 6 months since you had those three, so do I need a fourth one? They're like, oh, we don't know. No one's ever had a fourth one. We don't know. And then they look and go,
no one's had no, that's the key word. No one has had a fourth
two
one.
Shots. Yeah. They said, we've only shown 2 shots. I said, no, I've had 3 shots. So I look at the Medicare, like the app I have, and they've taken the Pfizer off. So I said, so what, you're making me get a third, which is really a fourth because you're not showing it? This argument went for an hour. So finally I called my friend who works at a chemist, Greg, nice guy, known him for years. I said, Greg, look, do I need one or not? So the chemist calls me back and goes, look, Lee, what's your Medicare number? We'll get a hold of him. An hour later, they get me and go, look, well, Medicare's found that you've had 3 shots. So they're not sure. They're going to call us back today, which is today, because they don't want to give you a 4th shot in case you overdose.
Well, you would think that they want to give you the shot so that you could be the guinea pig, so they can see, hey, all right, he made it. I'm sure it's safe.
Yeah, just give it to this fuckwit. If anything goes wrong, we'll blame it on steroids.
Yeah. What people really don't realize is these shots are all the same shots. They're just it's like they're adding more spike protein to your bloodstream so that you can produce more antibodies. There's nothing special. Like everyone is saying, oh, Omicron is out, you need another shot. Well, it's not a new shot. It's not a new vaccine that has some other stuff in it. It's the same vaccine. They're just giving you more of it. That's it.
Explain on bodybuilding terms. It's like if you're taking a fast-acting steroid, you've got to take the shot sooner to boost it back up so you can stay on that level. So you
right. There you go. That's a good analogy. People should understand.
But the funny thing is, though, everyone here that's vaxxed, they say, oh, the unvaxxed. Where I live in this state, 95, 96% of the people in my state are vaxxed. They're the ones getting it, not the unvaxxed. And now I just put up a post. Our hospitals are saying they might bring in that if the unvaxxed come into the hospital and need any type of things and that because they got the virus, they have to pay for it themselves. So I put up a post saying, well, I hope this applies for people that drink and drive and smokers and people that do extreme sports, because they all know the risks of doing that. Or, recreational drug users. So what, you're just going to single out the unvaxxed? You're not going to single out, well, I'm sorry, you were smoking and got cancer. Pay for it yourself. You knew what would happen.
Yeah, right. You were shot up heroin. You knew what could have happened. You could have OD'd. Right.
Exactly. Are you speeding down the road? Okay, your car onboard camera shows you doing 120 in a 60 zone. You crashed. Your fault. So
here's the tease.
And being a Christmas show, Dave, I thought you would have started off the show with a big bikini lineup. So I could have just gone, ho, 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 ho. There we go. We just upset them now for the year.
Yes, now we have the bikini girls getting us. It's what people don't realize is that with this vaccine, and with the COVID, this is not going away. There's now a new virus in our world population that, like the flu virus every year, except it's different because it's easier to catch it, obviously. It will die down in its potency, in the sense that it's not going to kill people. But from what my cardiologist told me, it's going to be something every year. They're going to have to give you another booster shot like they did with the flu.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not going away. Now, whether they did this as a money-making, fiasco or not for these drug companies to make more money or not, we'll never know the real story on this. But it's here. So now that it's released and it's here, it's stupid for people to think, oh, let's just shut down things for a month and the problem will go away. It's not going away ever. We're going to have to learn to live with it now, and that's just the way it goes. Yeah. So. And
we just got rid of our masks here and our checking in, but now
you'll get them back.
Well, to bring them back, they're probably going to bring back the check-in, but not the masks at the moment. I go to the stores now.
Don't worry, you'll get the masks back too. Hey, is it true?
Oh, great! I've been missing it. I've
Is
been
it
missing.
true that the Aussie dollar is worth more than the US dollar now?
No. When did that happen? I haven't heard
I
that.
thought so. 'Cause my wife and I were having this discussion. We looked it up, and I think that your dollar is you get more money for your dollar than for our dollar. Check it
No.
out.
Every time I go to America, I lose money. What the hell are you talking about?
No, I think your dollar is worth more now. I think it's worth like $1.14 or something like that per our
Shit.
$1.
I'm gonna buy American dollars now for when I come over.
Take a look.
Because normally, if I say you come and do America, normally Australian dollar to US dollar, 72 cents.
Right. So I think right. So isn't yours worth
No,
more?
if I have an Australian dollar and I convert to America, I get 72 cents.
Oh, I don't know why.
But you get American dollars get more if you come here.
Right. But everything's more expensive there, so it doesn't even matter. It all evens out. So
100 Australian dollars would give me 71.3.
what is it? What is it? What is a cheeseburger? A McDonald's cheeseburger cost over there at Macca's?
Oh, it's like $3 something.
Is it really?
We get ripped off when
You guys don't have the dollar menu? We have the dollar menu. What, 99 cents?
That comes and goes every now and then.
No, it's always 99 cents though. It's $1.10 if you want a cheeseburger. You guys are getting raped over there from McDonald's. Holy mackerel! What's the price of a bottle of water over there?
$3.49.
Oh my god! Oh, really? Wow! You can buy a Starbucks coffee here for that. What's Starbucks there?
Well, I went to here we go. Oh, fucking hell! McDonald's prices in Australia. Here we go. As of December 2021. These are burgers and combos.
What's a Happy Meal? What's a burger Happy Meal there? Cheeseburger Happy Meal.
We don't have the Happy Meal. I'm going by burger only. Okay. Quarter pounder, burger only, $6.70.
Wow.
Quarter pounder. It would cost me like
$50 to bring my kids there. Holy crap. That's nuts.
$10.30.
I literally take my kids to the drive-thru. It's like $14. And I got food for everyone. It's like insane.
Big Mac meal large, $14.
Oh my god. One meal. Holy shit. I feed 3 kids. And I get a few extra nuggets for myself for $14.
Yeah, well, Big Mac. What's a Big Mac over there? Just a burger.
Probably like $2 or $2.50 or something like that. I bet you.
Well,
you're 3 times the price that we are here in the U.S.
Big Mac.
Good thing you got that big settlement.
$8.
Good thing you got that big lawsuit.
$8. $8.80 just for the Big Mac burger.
Oh my god! I can't believe it. Thank God I don't live in Australia. And you don't even work in Australia, so you're not making the big Aussie bucks. Oh, look who it is, Jimmy the Bull.
Yeah.
Jimmy, don't move to Australia. It's very expensive there. A Big Mac is $6.
You can't afford it.
Can you believe that?
$6?
$6.50 for a Big Mac.
$8.80.
$8. Sorry.
$8? Come on.
What's a gallon of gas over there, Lee?
Oh, well, I was in Sydney on the weekend. We go by litres here, so there's 4 litres to the gallon. In Sydney on the weekend, it was $2.20 a litre. So you'd be looking at $8.80 a gallon.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Lee, you must have a really good job there.
He doesn't work. He has lawsuits. He goes through. He's rich from his lawsuits. He doesn't have to work.
I'm trying to find you.
Oh, by the way, Jimmy, I got a guy, my friend David, who does floors for a living. He cleans floors. He says he's got a wood refinishing floor for you to do if you want when you come down here.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it.
I don't know if you have your equipment with you. That's the only problem.
I got everything. I got my guys. I got everything.
You could bring him to Florida?
I'm trying to tell a story here.
No.
Cheeseburger, $3.35 for a cheeseburger. You want a double cheeseburger? It's $5.20.
Lee, I've already done this thing, the math in my head. You're 3 times more expensive for everything, basically, over there. That's exactly what it is.
Well, put it this way: I went to Kentucky the other day, and I got 2 original chicken burgers. I just got the meal with 3 bits of chicken for my wife and the little coleslaw and that, and some wicked wings, and it was $37.
Oh my God! Holy Kentucky Fried Chicken!
Yeah.
God, I gotta look up.
Yeah,
the
so
How
Lee,
you
I was
going,
working-
Jimmy? How you going, Jimmy? Long time no speak. Oh, Dave,
So-
Jimmy and I had the biggest laugh the other night. Jimmy and I were laughing for like an hour non-stop. Oh, before we go on, I want you to know this segment is brought to you by Fiberlize Mango. Very beautiful flavor.
you got
Keeps you
your
regular.
Yeah, you
And
got your,
people, I know people, like we said, they always joke about, we talk about it and make jokes, but you will not find a better product for cleaning out and going to the toilet. And like I said, you actually feel healthy and feel good. So all you people out there laughing right now, making fun of this, I want you to actually go out and try it. You can probably still make fun of it, but deep down, you're going to know it works. It's the best thing. It tastes great in the morning. Jimmy, you got this too, don't you, Jimmy?
very well.
I just sent him his load. Yeah, he just got his load.
Jimmy just dropped the load.
So this show is also brought to you by Stimulize.
Oh, how do you like
Stimulize.
it? Did you try it?
When you want to really focus and have a lot of energy, don't forget to take a scoop of this before you hit the gym.
Jimmy
I'll tell
was
you a funny
on the
story.
Stimulize in the truck last night while he was sitting in the truck working. And I know he uses Fiberlize because he sent me a video chatting to me with his coffee on the toilet the other morning.
Hold on. I don't want to get Jimmy mad because he's about to give me a nice little promo. But can you put your headset on?
Oh, not the headset again. Not the fucking headset, Jimmy.
He sounds low,
serious?
doesn't he? He sounds low.
Oh, Jimmy. It's the sound again.
So what are you doing for Christmas, Lee?
Just going to my mum's. I just brought the big thing of pork, a lamb, and I brought the pork crackling. So I'll get up about 4 o'clock Christmas Day and I'll cook that and take it to my mum's.
Oh, you cook it. How do you cook pork?
I get it like normally overnight. I rub all the nice oil on it, and then you rub the salt in and stuff. You can put other stuff on it, but I just like the salt for the crackling on the skin and the oil. Then I normally just cover it and put it in the fridge for overnight, and then I just cook it in the oven on a certain temperature, and then I turn it up high to get the pork crackling on top really crispy. And the lamb, I normally rub lamb spices and all other spices and garlic and all that on the lamb, and that. Then I cook it for about 2 hours or an hour and a bit per kilo of whatever it weighs.
Yeah. And knowing how clean you are now after we did last week's show, how long does it take you to clean the oven after all that cooking is done?
The oven is not dirty because I cook it in a big foil tray, so all the oil and everything goes into that tray. And where I got my foil tray, it's sitting on another tray that I cover in aluminium foil. So if anything spits over and goes on it, I just have to wrap the foil up and throw it in the bin.
It doesn't splash at all?
No. I had a good friend that wanted to say hello to Jimmy this morning.
Who?
Hey, Jimmy. How are you? I'm talking through my Commodore 64 computer. Jimmy and I are big fans of Steve Hawkins. We wanted to know who'd win in a grudge match, him or Christopher Reeve.
Well, I'm going to tell. Hold on, that's pretty funny. But I'm going to tell you something about Jimmy because Jimmy, you were a big Stephen Hawking fan years ago. Now you're a flat earther. Have you dismissed all his theories?
Absolutely.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Listen. Once you go flat,
what's Hawking going to do? What's Hawking going to do?
Once you go flat, you don't go back.
Exactly. Once you really understand, where you're living, and you really meditate on it, like I did for years, and you realize that the whole ball theory and evolution and all space and galaxies and everything flying and spinning, and it's all a bunch of malarkey.
Yeah, that's Steve.
So Stephen Hawkins, I don't even know. Listen, the guy they measure black holes. Stephen Hawkins had wrote a book measuring black. How the fuck did he measure a black hole? That's what I want to know. But that's beyond me.
He got a tape measure out and he wrapped it around Whoopi Goldberg, and he said that's the circumference of a black hole.
Oh my God.
But you know what
People are
happened
very-
to Stephen Hawkins? Stephen Hawkins, the poor cunt, he bent over backwards to try disprove the flat Earth theory, and look what happened to him.
That's not nice.
That's not nice,
Leave-
Jimmy.
Yeah, I have no idea. You don't have no idea, Dave. No idea. Oh my God.
You know, whatever happened to
Don't get me
Stephen
started.
Hawking? For people who don't know, Stephen Hawking was the scientist who got the physicist who got Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was in a wheelchair.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, ALS. I believe, that we stay on this earth because of what we create, and I think that his brain power was so strong, and his desire to create and innovate and write books and stuff like that was so great that somehow, even though his body completely failed on him, because people with ALS die pretty quickly, this guy lived. It's a miracle, really, if you think about it. What he went
It's
through.
like
Right?
it's like fucking. I sent Jimmy the pictures. I swear it was Davros from the Daleks, the leader of the Daleks from Doctor Who. Have you seen Davros, Dave?
Yeah. I know. He's like,
Pull up a picture so people can see Davros. But the thing is, though, he had this shitty fucking Commodore 64 computer, fucking duct taped to it, shittiest fucking wheelchair I've seen. And I'm thinking, he can't use his arms and shit, so who programmed that computer for what he was going to say for the day? Somebody else, because he can't type. He can't do anything.
no, he would
just
type.
sits there.
He type with his. He moves. What do you have? One finger that moved or something like that, right, Jimmy?
Oh,
I'm
his keyboard
not
was
sure
over
about
there.
that.
What's he doing?
He had something. One finger or something like that worked. Hold on. Let's put a picture.
Supposedly he designed that computer system, so I don't know how he did that, but he somehow designed it.
What a spitting image. Hello,
Yeah, I don't
Jimmy.
think he used his. I think it was done with. I don't know how he did it. I mean, at least said that
It
Bill
was
Gates
all
was behind
bullshit.
the curtains.
You know what?
Yeah, we
You
just
know what?
looked
You know what? The
behind
funniest
the
thing.
What?
There's actually a very good movie about Stephen Hawking. I forget the name of it. I watched it.
The theory of everything, or something like that.
Yeah, it was very well done. I thought.
It's called The Wizard of Oz. The theory of everything, I think it's called.
Is it?
Dave Lee said Bill Gates was always behind the curtains with because
Yeah,
nobody really knew.
typing.
Nobody really
Typing all
knew
this
who
shit.
like Steve Hawkins was talking, but we didn't really know if it was him.
You know what would have
You
been
know.
good? Would have been if they got Stephen Hawking and Christopher Reeve to have a fucking race in their chairs. Because his was somehow, I don't know how he did his, but Christopher Reeve had that straw where he'd fucking blow into it, remember? And
Well,
remember that Super Bowl ad? I was telling Jimmy, this was the funniest thing ever. And people got mad at me, and people saw it. They had Christopher Reeve, and he was in the wheelchair, and this was the Super Bowl ad talking about technology in the future. Remember? And he stood up out the wheelchair, and it was on every news program. Look at the incredible effects. Christopher Reeve up out of his wheelchair walking. So someone cunt like me yells out, big deal, in 72, the cunt could fly. Now he can just fucking walk. Wow, progress. That's progress. Hey, you know what? I want to tell you something. You know who I saw? You know who I saw yesterday? You know who I saw yesterday?
Who?
Everyone I fucking looked at.
That's the movie. That's the movie. Go see that movie. Very good movie.
Yeah, I told you that. Fear of everything. You didn't believe
right.
me? What the fuck?
Well, you're a movie fan. You're a fanatic. You've seen everything.
Oh, actually,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
wife and I watched two great movies yesterday, back to back.
What were they?
I don't know. She was the one facing the TV.
So Dave, I have to take off the subject.
Yeah.
I have to share a stimuli story with you.
Story.
I'm
Okay.
sorry I cut you off. Yeah, go back to stimuli.
I have a stimuli story.
I know. I want to hear it.
Okay, so
And it must be a new story because the product is very new.
well, it is actually.
He
very
just
new.
got it.
So, I just got it. So anyway, make a long story short, I go into the gym before. I did a little benching and had a good workout. It was about an hour. So I walk in and I'm talking to Joey. You know, he owns the gym. Dave, you must have sold him a case of stimuli for his gym.
Yes.
So
He got it?
he got it. Yeah. So
Okay.
I know. I'll tell you why. Because I walk in and I was getting ready to
How
leave.
do you think Jimmy got his stimuli? You had to buy it off Joey. Thanks, Dave.
No, I sent them stimuli.
No, Dave sent me that. So anyway, and the fiber lice too, because I was struggling. I just had to,
Yes, you
just
told
had
me
to take it the other day.
this morning.
Yeah.
He's intestinally challenged.
Your message at 4 a.m.
I
told me you were
called-
struggling
I called
and you
you this
needed
morning.
Fiberlize.
I was on the toilet when I called you this morning. Anyway, so I walk in the gym and Joey's, I go over to Joey. I was getting ready to leave. I said, Joey, I'll see you a little later. Thank you. He's looking at me and he looks very like he's like staring at me like hard with his eyes, like and I'm looking at him. I'm saying, you all right, Joe? And he's got this really deep stare going on, Then he starts talking to me like his mouth is going. He's like, yeah. He goes, I look, I'm getting old. Everything fucking hurts me, kills me. I said, well, my friends, we can't even get out of the chair. When we stand up, we get out of the chair. We stand up. We got to go real slow and stand there a minute. And he's telling about how everybody's falling apart, and he's got to do everything now to to get himself going. So and his mouth is going. I said, I said, Joe, you're not doing anything, are you? I mean, you okay? He says, no. He goes, Dave. He goes, Dave just sent me the stimuli, man. He goes, I took it the first time. I don't think I took it right, but I took it again. And he goes, I'm flying. He goes, he was like, he was.
He took 2 doses.
Yeah.
He took 2 doses.
Yeah, 2. And he's talking. He wouldn't even stop doing the set. He's talking to me. He's doing the set. His eyes were fucking like shot red.
Was his jaw?
His mouth was going like this. I couldn't get. I never talked to Joey so much in 35, 40 years. I mean, he wouldn't shut up. I had to walk.
It's like you're on ecstasy, when you take that much.
Yeah. I said, Joey, I'll talk to you later. You all right? He goes, yeah. I'm all right. He goes, look, we'll talk later. Thank you. He goes, I need a pair of straps. When am I gonna get you straps? I said, Joey, I'm gonna give you these straps, but I know you. You're gonna use them and I don't want them to put them in the cupboard. I said, I want you to use them. No, I'm gonna use them. Bring them in. Just show me how I gotta do them. Bring them in. Just all right. I said, all right, Joey, I'll talk to you later, bro. Take it easy. I said, have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you, And I had to walk out. He was flying, Dave. I mean, his eyes were like pierced. He's got blue, these really heavy blue eyes like you. And they were like piercing, staring at me. Like I almost felt the heat on my, fucking guy was out of his mind.
Yeah, don't take 2 servings of it. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, he took 2 because he said he took 1 the other day, and I guess he did it with food, or I don't know what he said. And then
you gotta do it on an empty stomach.
Yeah. So then he said he did it on an empty stomach, and he did 2 servings. And I was.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
1 serving on an empty stomach should do the job. Yeah.
Oh my god, he was on fire. I saw I could like it.
Yeah. Dave, Jimmy showed me this thing he's got in his house. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but Jimmy has this award. It's like I've never seen anything like it. It's like how if you're talking to Jay Cutler and stuff, and they have their Mr. Olympia checks on the walls behind them and stuff. Yeah, everything like that. Jimmy, have you shown Dave that award you've got on the wall frame? That is worth. Oh my God, you haven't seen nothing like it. Has Dave seen that award, Jimmy?
What award is it?
I don't think they've ever seen it. This particular.
It's worth a lot of money. This is priceless.
This one was 140,000, but I had one prior to that was a little more share.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Show him. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that there.
What does it say? I can't even see it.
Suffolk County Office of Child Support Enforcement Support Obligation Summary. I got this in the fucking mail.
You framed it?
I fucking framed it and I put it in my office. And it says on the bottom, cases closed, paid in full. I was like, hallelujah, I fucking framed this. I put the original one in the safe. I made a cut, put that fucking thing on the fucking. This one was 140,000.
Oh my God.
Jimmy, that 2 seconds you should have pulled out, mate. You could have saved $140,000.
Oh my God!
He spent way more than 140 grand because it was between legal fees too.
Oh yeah,
that's just his child support. It's the lawyer fees going to court that killed him.
Dave, that wasn't even. So what happened was the first 5, 6, 7 years, I was paying my wife cash every week because
it wasn't even documented, Lee.
That wasn't even documented. So then
all
of a sudden she got pissed off.
This is all we can document.
Yeah, she got pissed off at me, and she went to court, and she figured she's give it to me, and made the court made me pay Albany. Yeah, because if you don't pay Albany and you fall behind, they incarcerate you. So she figures.
Meanwhile, they had no documentation of all the money he had already given her. Lee.
None.
So it was
None. So he could probably.
Pay Albany. You should have paid Diamond 200 on the corner. Would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah. You know, the funniest story Jimmy had from back in the days when he was paying child support and everything like that was, and I don't know why I love this story so much, Jimmy, because, and probably no one, people haven't heard it in years, so it might be worth telling it. Jimmy was outside. I don't even know what it was, and him and his mother-in-law and him didn't get along, and he was cursing. I think he spit on. Did you spit on a car or something like that?
I find that hard to believe.
Tell that story. Remember when she was like on the side of the house or something like that?
Oh yeah. So
smoking a cigarette.
It was in the winter time. So anyway, I mean, I got a lot of stories, man.
You had to let her out.
Carrie she dumped the U off my head in front of three cop cars.
Oh, listen to this story. It's a good story.
You had to let her out to pee in the wintertime.
No. Anyway, I don't know. I had a fight with my ex on the phone about something. We were always arguing. She was just very mean to me, you know. So I said I'd be right over. I'm gonna get the kids, you know what I mean. So I drove over there. It was at night, and it was the winter, so like 7 o'clock was pitch black. And I'm walking in. You know, I get out of the car and I'm walking up the driveway, you know, and I see my mother-in-law's car there, you know. And you know she's a witch, you know what I mean. So I'm walking up the driveway, and I go. I said, this son of a bitch. I went, poof, right out the window, right? I was walking past the car, right? So all of a sudden, out of the bushes on my right-hand side, I didn't know the bitch was in there smoking a cigarette. Come on! She said like that, right? I turned around, I go, what? I said, what? She said, you act like a juvenile. I said, fuck you. I said, right now, I got the kids out of the fucking, I left, you know.
Was she the one? Was she the one to put the curse on you?
I don't know, bro. Let me tell you something. If you saw her,
he has a lot of curses on him, luckily.
I'm telling you, man. I'm full of them. You know what I mean?
It's a good thing you got away from the daughter.
One time I went up. I have friends that are cops, and they used to tell me, Jimmy, I don't know how the hell you never got locked up all these years. Your wife constantly attacking you and taking you to court. You know? One time I called her up, we were arguing on the phone about something, and I said, she goes, when you come here, I got something for your ass. I said, oh, what does that mean? So I hung up the phone, and I'm like, that doesn't sound good. I called 911. I go, listen. I said, officer, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I said, I'm going to pick up my kids, and my ex-wife said she has something for me. I'm a little afraid. So he goes, all right, meet us at the bank on the corner. You know, I said, tell him where she lives. They all knew me by now anyway. So I go to the corner. I meet 3 cop cars, and they escort me, and we all fly into the house. You know, and I pull in the
SWAT team turns up.
Yeah. So I pull up. I get kind of partially in the driveway. The 3 cop cars are behind me, and she comes out with a yoo-hoo and she comes walking over. You brought your friend with you? And I'm like, no. I said you threatened me on the phone. I don't know what you got for me. A shotgun, a crowbar. I have no idea. Right? So she walks over to me and I was right in front of the cop car, and she just pours the yoo-hoo all over my head, right? Just and I was just standing there, and all the fucking you was going all over, and it's going all over the hood of the cop car, everything, right? And then she throws the bottle on the grass, and she walks in the house, right? So the cops look at me, and they go, "I said, Jimmy, man, you got the patience of a saint, man." I said, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "You want me to grab her so you guys can lock me up? What am I supposed to do?" So the kids came out, and we had to go down the street. I had to fill out a report. It was a whole fucking nightmare with this. It was constant.
Assault with a
I like that report. Yeah, assaulted by yoo-hoo. But in the beginning, Jimmy, we have to go back to the beginning here. What first attracted you to her, even though she went psychotic in the end? What was the first? Was she like crazy in the beginning, and the sex was good in the beginning because she was so fucking crazy that you just got enamored by this lust, deviant sexual desires, and then all of a sudden you kept it in too long, got pregnant, and then you had to marry, and then you married to this witch. What happened in the beginning, Jimmy?
Yeah,
was that about it? Was it the crazy one? Because those crazy ones are good in bed. They're like fucking nuts.
Listen, I met her in a nutshell.
He's so accurate that it's scary.
I'll be honest with you.
And you're talking to that. You're talking to that lady in Vegas, Jimmy. Look, 1 minute with me, and I've just summed it all up for you.
She was an exotic dancer. Put it that way. So.
Yeah, definitely fucking nuts.
I met her through a friend of mine, and I don't know. We started to talk, and we ended up dating, and then it grew like everything else, So anyway, I ended up with her, and then she wanted me to move in a house. About 6 months later, so we moved in, and
hold on, let me stop the story. Let me stop the story, Jimmy. Let me stop the story for a second. So he moves in, and that's when Jimmy and I were friends, and so I'd come over during the day, and and every time I'd come over there, Lee, he was digging fucking basements out and putting fucking central air conditioning systems in and air and vacuum cleaners in the house and
driveways.
Like, every time I come over there, he's doing fucking work in the house. I'm like, because it was a very small house, he dug a whole basement out.
That's where she was going to put. That's where she was going to bury.
He put him to work.
He didn't know.
He put him to work.
She didn't know. He didn't know he was digging his own grave.
Bro, I felt like I was escaped from. It was like escape from Alcatraz. I used to go down to the basement at night. It was like a half basement, and the other side was, and I was with the shovel. I was digging all fucking night, like I was working my way to the fucking other side of the house, And then I used to go down to the
I couldn't believe what he dug out of there, Lee. It was unbelievable. He dug a fucking basement.
Water started.
You know how I got the dirt out of there?
Jimmy popped up into Hudson.
Digging the fucking Dave. I was digging the fucking basement, and the deeper I got, I couldn't throw the dirt anymore, out of the fucking basement because I was going deeper and deeper. So I started filling Home Depot buckets up, and then I was carrying the fucking buckets out. It was like escape from Alcatraz.
How long did that take you?
A fucking long time. Then finally, I got about halfway through, and I said I can't do it anymore. So a friend of mine came with the bobcat and he dug the hole on the other side. They probably did the whole thing. I was digging for fucking weeks. I couldn't.
But before this point, you said 6 months before you moved in and stuff. So before then, there was no crazy tendencies that reared their ugly head. She hid it that long, or did you just ignore it? You had the fights, and you just thought the makeup sex was that crazy and great that you just ignored it and sort of went, I can live with this.
Lee, my testosterone level was very high when I was younger. So my ex-mother-in-law, and when I first moved in there, she used to always come over. She was like I don't know. She used to always say, if you don't make enough money as my daughter, she's going to throw you to the curb. I'm like, really? I said, listen here, woman. I says, I work for a living with my hands, okay? I'm not up on a stage flinging my shit around, people throwing money at me. Doesn't happen. I work for a fucking living, So then Christmas would come around, the motherfucker would buy me a chainsaw, a fucking skill saw. My birthday comes, she'd buy me a hammer and a screwdriver, because this was tools to work on her daughter's house. It wasn't nothing personal. I never got a fucking shirt, a pair of pants, oh, thank you, Ma. You got me a pair of shoes. No, a shovel, a fucking hammer, a sledgehammer, saw, everything was to do work on the fucking house. And then, my mother told me, man. She said, when you're done with the work on that house, she's gonna throw you out. I says, Ma, Ma, come on, that's
your mother told you that?
Yeah, my mother said. She says, when you're done with the base, because I did the house from top to bottom. I fucking took the gutters and I dug a trench and I put a 50-gallon drum in the ground. I ran all the gutters underground. When it rained, you need to see a ranger out there. Everything was funneled to these fucking barrels.
So that's where Hoffer is. Where Jimmy is. You should have put the mother-in-law in that fucking barrel.
Fucking circular driveways I put in. I can't even tell you. I did trees. I did every fucking thing. Man, one time I broke my balls there so much. This guy came. They were working on the street with the tractor, and he put his the hydraulic arms go down when they use the backhoe. He put it down on my fucking tree. My tree fucking went over. And I spent a lot of money putting up. I ran out there. I'm like, yo, motherfucker. I said, what do you think? You're King Kong in that fucking machine? I said, I'll come up there, I'll rip you right out of that fucking, I'll kick your fucking ass. He's like, take it easy. I said, I want this shit fixed now. The rocks too, motherfucker. The whole sudden they were all over there fixing the rocks and the trees because back in those days I was out of my fucking mind, so they were.
So what was the straw that broke the camel's back that you said, I have to leave this woman now?
Well, what happened was
when you do it, let me ask this: when you're doing doggy style, did you ever donkey punch her in the back of the head and she enjoyed it?
No, I never did that.
But that's probably why
Maybe
she
I
argued
should've.
a lot. You should have.
Maybe I should.
You should have took her down into the basement, put her head in the fucking vice, and then did a doggy from behind and fucking hit her in the head with the hammer.
Yeah, her mother used to come over with the coupons. Used to drive me crazy, man. She used to just come over my house with drop coupons over my house. I
think she liked you. I think the mother-in-law liked you. That's what it was. It was this pent-up anger.
What time I was in the shower, and my wife was working. I was in the shower, and I'm showering, and I was getting ready to go to work or whatever. And all of a sudden, I heard the door, and I was like, "Who the hell's that?" And I got out of the shower. I was naked because I heard the door. Because my wife wasn't home, so I just opened the door, and I'm coming out of the shower naked, and there's my mother-in-law standing in the kitchen with the fucking coupon bags.
Naked.
And I was naked, and she's staring at me, and I'm looking at her
she was
like...
naked. And she was naked?
No way, bro. No way. So,
Jimmy.
She's looking at me, I'm looking at her. I'm like, what are you doing? She says, because I'm putting the coupon bags over here. I said, Jesus Christ. So I had a big fight with my wife. I didn't want her in the house. I said, you got to take that fucking key from your mother. No, I'm not, So anyway, she didn't. I changed the fucking door on the lock on the front door. I couldn't do it. So we go to Mexico. We went to Chichen Itza for vacation, whatever, down there. And so when we came back, I made sure I checked everything in the house. I checked everything. Everything was in place. I came back. I saw tissues in the basket, in the toilet, I said, "What the fuck? Who the fuck is in the house here?" Right? So I said, my wife, I said, "Your mother was in the house. How'd she get in the fucking house?" She said, "I don't know. She wasn't in the house." So I called her up. I said, "Were you in this fucking house?" She says, "I was checking on the cats." I said, "I want your fucking ass in my fucking house." I told you. So I had a big fight with my wife and dad. So she came in through the basement. So I went downstairs. And I put double bolts on the basement. I locked the basement door. I couldn't get rid of her.
I think this mother-in-law secretly liked Jimmy.
Oh, this went on for 10 years, Lee. This went on for years.
Have you ever seen her since now? Have you ever bumped into them since then?
Nah. Once in a while, I call my daughter. I say, "Is your grandmother still alive?" Yeah, Dad.
Are they still in the house? Are they still in the house that Jimmy built?
Yeah. No, they sold that house. They made a fortune on that house, Lee.
Look,
how much money did she make?
She made almost probably almost 200,000. Profit out of that house.
Plus all the cash Jimmy was paying her on top of that.
It was a little summer bungalow, and when I moved in there, I did everything. I went nuts on that house.
It was tiny. The house was teeny tiny. Lee. It was like without that basement, it was nothing. The basement added.
By the time Jimmy left, it was like a mansion.
His wife had these. Yeah, your wife had these Persian cats, which I loved. He hated the cats. He was.
When I first started those Persian cats, Dave. When I first started dating her, I used to wait at night at her house. I used to go to the house, which was her mother's house at the time. And then she had her room. And she actually had a screen door on her room because the mother didn't want the cats in the house.
Right.
So, because they were like 4 Persian cats. They got the mushed in face with the,
Yeah, I loved them. They were beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, they're Persians, yeah. Each one had their own little personality. I'm not really a cat person, but
did they each have a rug?
Huh?
Did they each have a rug?
No.
So anyway, I used to go to a house, and I used to go in the room like 2 in the morning and I used to sleep, but I used to sleep on her futon. Then she had one of those cat trees there, so they would climb up the trees and
I got a few of them.
And then the cat litter was right next to the bed. So I used to go in there at night, and I used to just lay down on the and wait for her, kind of fall asleep, and then a couple of times. The cats would creep around and shit, and then they came over to the kitty box. And all of a sudden I hear like like diarrhea over just and all of a sudden
too much dry
smell
food.
came, and I'm laying there and the smell just drifted over like a cloud, and I'm like, oh. What the fuck? I get up, then the cat's doing the thing with, fucking,
kicking
and then
it.
he's jumping up on my bed. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, right? So I was chasing those motherfuckers all over the room. So now
Lee,
every
those
time I come,
cats hated Jimmy. They were
hey,
petrified
a
of him. And they
motherfucker
hated
stole
him.
my chicken leg. I'll never forget. I came home from work. My ex was working outside. The cat. Every time I used to come home, the cats used to just hide. Because they knew I couldn't.
They were scared of him. I would go over there. I'd pet him. He'd come in the room. They'd freaking run.
Oh yeah.
Scared. So I come home from work. I'm breaking my ass all fucking day. So my ex-wife made the chicken legs, baked chicken, all that shit. So I get one of the chicken legs out. I get a little corn, a little mashed potato. I heat it up in the mic. I said, "Oh, I can't wait to eat." I put it on the table, nice and nice, And all of a sudden the phone rings. I said, "Oh fuck!" So I got up. I go to get the phone. You know what I mean? And then I come back. The chicken leg's gone. I said, where the fuck is my chicken leg? And all of a sudden I look and I see that the red cat, he had it in his mouth and he was running with my chicken leg in the fucking. I said, "You cocksucker!" And I started running after the fucking. And the fucking guy was running all over. I had the fucking broom. I'm trying to whack him with the fucking broom. I said, "You took my chicken leg, you motherfucker!" Right? So all of a sudden, he's gone. I can't find him anymore, right? Hey, I couldn't find the chicken. Then my ex came home and I was like, I was yelling at her. I said, "How did with these fucking cats? The guy stole my fucking chicken leg, my dinner." Unbelievable, bro.
I got the best cat. One of my cats is funny. If you're sitting there with your plate, he'll get down. If you're on the table, he'll get on the chair. If you sit on the couch with a pillow and your plate's on a pillow, he gets down low. And if you just turn your head, I watch him. All you see is paw coming up on the plate, and he gets his hand and he tries to pull the food to the side of the plate. And he keeps doing.
They're very smart.
But hey, I got a job for someone. Look, I just found this out. I look at my wife like, "Are you crazy?" Well, she's crazy because she's married to me, but we're going to Spain, right? And because my wife's got time off, my wife's probably coming to Spain with me. So we've got to get a cat sitter. Now what? Now I got 6 cats, right? Just to say, feed the cats morning and night, clean the litter box. What would you pay someone a week to do that?
To watch the cat?
$20 a day.
3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. How much a
One
week?
time a day they're coming in?
Twice, morning and night. Or plus, or you can stay here. You can stay here. Like you can stay here for the 3 weeks. Just live here and watch them.
Maybe I would say $20 per time they come in. That's what I would do, just to feel nice.
I'm looking for people. I'm going to put feelers out because guess how much my wife has 2 people, and she's bargaining with them right now. But guess what? She's told me she's going to pay one, but now she's found one a bit cheaper. Guess how much a week?
I would pay no more than like $250 for the week.
Well, one she said she's going to give us $750 a week, and the other one $500. Hey,
That's
Jimmy, you want to
insane.
come to Australia, watch my cats? You get $750.
Well, Lee, hold on, wait a second. Everything is 3 times more expensive there, so maybe that's an accurate price. I said $250, $750 is about right. Yeah.
Well, being that a fucking hamburger is $9, I mean, you got to charge $700 to one cat.
I think that's about right, Lee. That's what happens when you have animals. You got to pay to have them taken care of. That's all.
That's a lot. That's a lot
I
of
said, I'll
fucking
stay
money.
home.
$700.
I'll stay home and watch I'm going to stay home and watch the fucking cats myself.
What are you doing in
$750
Spain?
a week.
What are you guys doing in Spain?
That's where Aaron is over there. Well, I'm saying we're going February, but with these new lockdowns coming on, and after the new year, the world could change again, and we never know what's going to happen. Yeah. So at the moment, like I said, actually our government now, they just said they're buying up a lot of these rapid testing kits, and they're going to send them out in the mail because so many people are out getting tested who don't need to get tested. We got fuckers here in Australia. It's summertime. It's like 35 degrees outside Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, hot and humid. Yeah. Sitting in their fucking cars in line for 8 hours to get a COVID test.
It's crazy.
And the camera crew's there. So do you feel like you have any symptoms? No, but we just saw on the news that we should line up. We're doing our part because it's Christmas time and we don't want to get people sick. 6 to 8 hours sitting in a fucking car
to get
a fucking
how
COVID
much
test.
Money is being made between testing kits and vaccines.
Well, this guy came on the radio. He's one of the politicians. He was on the radio yesterday. Just here in New South Wales, testing people is costing the taxpayer $10 million a day.
I'm sure.
Well, I got this review. Our chief commander in chief said that if the unvaccinated people the health insurance companies might start dropping us because we're a health risk. So we're going to lose our health insurance.
Well, I was just telling Dave before you come on, here in Australia, they just got on now to try. Well, here in Australia, Jimmy, they're trying to make it now. If you're unvaxxed and you do get sick and go to hospital, you've got to pay for it yourself. The government's not going to pay you because you knew the risk. So I said, well, does that apply to people that drink and smoke? They know the risk. You can get cancer. What about people that drink and drive? Recreational drug users. Yeah. What about you doing extreme sport? You know, you could get injured. If you get injured, well, you pay for it. So, yeah, they're trying to make it now. If you get sick from COVID and you're unvaxxed, you've got to cover the bill yourself because you knew what could happen.
All right. I want to end today's show on a positive note since it's Christmas coming up. And so, Jimmy, you want to say a little prayer for us, for this world?
Yes, I do. I want to say a prayer.
All right.
I mean,
if he's going to say a prayer for this world, this is going to be a big prayer.
I'll put my head down.
I always say our Father, but I don't know if that's going to take too long. But
yeah. Our non-binary,
I'm just going to make it short.
Specific.
I'm going to make it short. So okay. I want to thank the Lord Jesus and God Almighty. I want everybody to be safe. I pray for everybody's health and happiness. That the coming new year, I want everyone to be prosperous. I know that's like a generic thing, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I want everybody to, keep their heads up, no matter what comes at you. Be strong, and know that there is a God, and you will prevail, and evil always loses in the end. So please, everybody, be safe, be happy, and love your family, love your friends, and everyone just have togetherness. That is my statement before the new year. Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Amen to that. Amen. Guys.
I'm going to listen to Grown Up Christmas List. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs by Natalie Cole. When she sings Grown Up Christmas List. Have you heard that one? That's a good one.
What's your Lee? What are you hoping to get for Christmas? What is number one on your Santa Claus list this year?
Me?
Nothing. I don't need anything.
Oh, Lee.
What about you, Jimmy?
I'm not getting shit. I mean, I'm going to be. I'm going to be.
I said, what's on your list? I didn't say you're necessarily going to get it. I said, what's on the list, though?
Oh, what's on the list? A plane ticket to Florida.
That I can help you with that.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah. Don't let him.
All right,
don't let him down,
calling, guys. The president's calling. I got to take it. I love you guys. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.